Damps.
Those hats don't work. The hoods don't work. The bad lighting is depressing. Give me 20 seconds to show you how Boost Hair Fiber can fix your broken hairline so you don't have to hide under a hat anymore. Boost is a hair building fiber that binds to the hair and the scalp to create a fuller hair or beard line in seconds. These hair-like microfibers are what makes celebrity haircuts and beards so iconic. Boost on your hairline is a boost in your confidence. You can't take your future wife out to dinner with a fitted hat on. Get Boost and experience the celebrity hairline you deserve.
Damps.
What's poppin', guys? It's been a long time. So today what we're going to talk about is the 5 reasons why you should get a hair system before a hair transplant. Reason number 1. Hair systems give you immediate, real results. Like as soon as you get a hair unit placed on your head, you get a full density, a full hairline. What more can you ask for? Experiencing hair recession or hair loss, all we can pray for, all we can wish for, and all we really look at when we're looking at our phones on Instagram and social and YouTube is other people with premium, high quality hairlines. You know what I mean? So this is the easiest way to get those immediate results without having to go through a year, and that's give or take around. For somebody with my type of hair, it would take a year for me to see results from a hair transplant. That's a pretty long time to look bad. That's like going through the bad growth phase of a hairstyle that you really want, sitting through it for a year. And then even at which point, maybe at the end of that year, you realize it's not what you want it to look like. With a hair system, a hair unit, you get the results like that immediately. Let's jump into reason number 2.
Become a dual threat hair loss specialist by getting certified in 2 of the most high in demand non-surgical hair replacement treatments. Learn how to do hair units and learn how to do scalp micropigmentation online in one class. Hair by Choice is the first ever certification class to teach both of these high ticket services effectively online. This course is packed with all of the practical and entrepreneurial knowledge you need to know in order to create a non-surgical hair replacement business for yourself, including assignments to practice at home or in shop and submit online before you ever have to experience a client. This is your opportunity to get ahead of the market and build a business not just for you, but for the millions of people who need your help restoring their hair and confidence. Pre-register right now to secure your spot in this highly requested course and get access to the hair unit chapters immediately. Every day you wake up with a chance and a choice. Take advantage of your chance today with Hair by Choice.
Damps.
There's no off limits. You know what I mean? You can literally do whatever you want. You can get the results that you want right away. If you want a solid hairline, you got it. If you want full density, and when I say density, that's the amount of hairs per square inch on your head. You got it. You know what I mean? So with a hair system, you have complete control. You can take down the density because there's different densities to hair systems. So there's 100% density. It goes below that, so that'd be a lot thinner, a lot more natural in a lot of cases. And then it goes all the way up to 120, 130, 140%, 140% density, where it's just like every square inch you have so much hair packed in. They say on average, I believe, per square inch you have approximately, I don't want to get this wrong, I think it's 100 hairs. So it's 124 to 200 hairs per square inch on your head, right? So with a hair system, you have complete control over that density. You have complete control. When it comes to hair transplant now, another thing people don't realize is even though the hair is coming from your head, in a lot of cases it's coming from a part of your body, when the hair is plugged in to the front, it is still foreign to that part of your head. Meaning, just because it's yours and you're putting it here, your body still sees it as a foreign object because that specific hair follicle was not in that spot. And to create that new transplanted hair, they typically have to make some sort of incision. They have to make a hole there to be able to put the hair in. It's body chemistry, right? So your body's going to react to that. That's why you'll see people sometimes have infections Or in certain places, the hair won't stick. Like the hair, your body will push out that hair. So that's something to be aware of. You know what I mean? Because just because you have so many hairs implanted to your head doesn't mean they're all going to stay in your head. Versus with a hair unit, whatever is on your head is for your head. It's going to stay on your head until you take it off. Reason number 3, you should try a hair system before a hair transplant. Hair systems are painless. You know what I mean? All we're using is high level adhesives, whether it be a glue, whether it be a tape, and there's so many different types that you can use. There's so many different things that you can try based on your lifestyle, based on how your skin feels. If you get a hair unit and you don't like how it feels that first time physically, there's so many options, whether you change the base that the hair that's sitting on your head, or whether you change the products that you use. There's just so many options. There's so many different things for you to do, and it's all painless. When we look at a hair transplant, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen videos, hair transplants. From what I've heard, the most painful part of a hair transplant is really when they give you that initial shot to numb the subsequent pain that you're going to feel when they're slicing or removing the hair, or when they're slicing open spots on your head. I can't remember what that shot is called, but I heard that was painful. You know what I mean? That was painful for certain people. And when they ranked it on a scale of 10 being the most painful, 0 meaning not painful at all, a lot of people were up in the 7-8 range, where they're saying, yeah, it was very painful to get that initial shot to numb their head, essentially. And let's not, you know what I mean? Like, this is a surgery. A hair transplant's a surgery. So your body's being opened up, and it's going to close back up on its own, right? And surgically be closed up as well. So let's not overlook that. So anytime you get a surgery, I've had knee surgery. I mean, there's a recovery process for that. And with a hair transplant, again, there's a recovery process. Then there's an adaptation process where your body has to adapt to the new hair. And then we're still waiting time to see like what that final product's going to look like. Reason number 4, you should try a hair system before a hair transplant. Hair systems are durable. I think that's one thing that gets overlooked a lot of times. You can work out with them. You can shower with them. You can run. And when I say shower, I don't mean you go in the shower and you wear a shower cap or you hide your hair. Literally, you shower with it, shampoo and conditioner. You wash it. You can swim in it even. You know what I mean? We have plenty of clients that have swam with their hair systems. And the main thing, and the one thing I really want you guys to take away from this, is that even with the hair transplant, the goal is not to hide under your hair. You know what I mean? The goal is to embrace it, appreciate it. This should not stop you from living the life that you want to live. This should be something that propels you and makes you feel more confident. And confidence really comes from a place within. You know what I mean? It's not from other people's opinions. It really comes from within, and it's given out to the world. You know what I mean? It's projected. You know what I mean? It's not about what other people think. You know, and that's one of the big things I want people to get over is just the fact that they think that they can get this hair system now, or hair transplant, or SMP, scalp micropigmentation, and you can just hide. That's not what it's about. It's about getting this because you want to get it. You want your hair back. You want your hair back. You want to live life with hair. That's really what it comes down to. And I always tell people this. We have to fight for our confidence. You know what I mean? We have to fight for it. And it's an inner battle. It's an inner battle. A lot of times there'll be things on the outside. We'll think too much of outside forces. We'll take in too much outside energy, but really it's an inside battle when it comes to confidence, because at the end of the day, you're making the decision to put this on or to get the surgery, and you're making the decision to walk out. There's nothing crazier, and I'll take it back to the barbershop, right? When somebody leaves the barbershop after getting a fresh cut, put a hat on. when somebody gets a hair transplant. And there's plenty of guys who have hair transplants on YouTube, and you'll see them with hats on. And for me, I love my hair. I love it. I would never put a hat on. You know what I mean? I mean, hat is style in certain cases, but we're doing this to get rid of the hat. You want to throw that dusty hat away. We're not trying to hide our corners no more. We're trying to look A1, right? So back to what I was saying, hair systems are durable. Typically, they last 3 to 6 months, but with proper care, understanding how to care for them, they can push beyond that point. And I'm saying that confidently because I have clients that have had hair systems for a year plus, you know, and it really just comes down to proper maintenance. And we'll make a video on that at some point, but it really comes down to that, you know. But even if it lasts you 3 to 6 months, I mean, that's amazing for a hairstyle to last you that long, where you don't have to do nothing to it. You pretty much, it's like the top is cut and that's it. You just blend in the sides every now and then. That's it. You look A1. And there goes that misconception that a hair system is not durable, because it really is. In a lot of cases, anytime I see people who get new hair systems, it'll be because they honestly just want a new hair system. It's like you have a pair of shoes. You have a pair of all white Air Forces, and they're still in good condition. Maybe there's a little crease there, and you still elect to go to the store because it's routine for you to go every 6 months and go buy a brand new crispy white pair of Air Forces. Same thing people do with hair systems. I find it in a lot of cases. And how I know this is because, say we were not available to take them, they would still, their old hair piece is not in the garbage. They still have it and it's still in great condition. And one thing I want to mention, those guys that have had hair systems for a long time, they have rigorous workout schedules. So they're working out all the time consistently. They're taking showers. I think this is a little different. It depends on the density of the hair that you get, and the hairstyle that you get. But some of these guys, they have really rigorous workout schedules or work schedules where they're sweating a lot. They have to comb their hair. They have to brush their hair. But the main thing is they're gentle. They're patient. Patience is big, especially at the beginning, because you don't know what you're getting yourself into. But they're patient with it, and they've been able to be 100% honest with you. They get better results. Their hair systems after a year, I've seen their hair systems after a year, and they actually, in my personal opinion, in terms of natural, they look a lot better. Like the wave pattern's just right, perfect with their hair. The curl pattern's just perfect with their hair. And yeah, I've seen some hair systems after a year where I was just like, wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. It looks amazing. Okay, let's get to our final point on why I think you should try a hair system before a hair transplant. And that's because this is a big one, you know, and one that people don't think about a lot, but hair systems can be taken off. You can't reverse a hair transplant. Let me repeat that. Hair systems can be taken off. You cannot reverse the damages of a hair transplant. And I'm not trying to be negative about it, but you can't reverse a hair transplant. There's scarring in the back. There's hair that's been removed. Whether you try the FUE, the FUT, is it DHI? The DHI method. That's the new method right now. DHI hair transplant. Yeah, DHI hair transplant. Doesn't matter what method you choose. Hair has to be extracted. Hair has to be plugged in. And I'm not saying it from a surgical, an infection, any standpoint like that. I'm saying it from a standpoint where if you don't like the results, so if you were over harvested, when I say over harvested, I mean the area, the donor area where they're taking the hair out of your head to transplant into the front of your head or wherever you're having that recession. If they over harvest that area, then that's permanent. You're missing hairs there. Too much hair has been taken from there, and I've seen situations where people have just permanent gaps in their hair, right? There's no really reversing that because you're plugging it up here. You want to see that hairline crispy, sharp. Now, the other thing too is, and I'm not trying to down hair transplants because I really respect them, and we're gonna do a lot of videos on hair transplants as I keep rolling these out. But another thing too is if, say, the front hairline's too thick, you know what I mean, or certain areas are too thick or not thick enough, so you have density issues. I mean, a lot of the clients, and plenty of clients after they get a hair transplant will get a hair unit. They will at least try it because they want to see that. Yeah, they just don't get the results they wanted from their hair transplant. And to walk around, and a lot of clients that I've dealt with I've seen people who had their hairlines look too thick, and we had them as clients. We had clients who, well, too thick because they started filling in the front area and then they kept losing hair behind it. So it was too thick, and then you have this bald patch right in the middle of your head. And then we've also had clients who didn't add enough density for whatever reasons, and they still looked like they were losing hair. So they still looked as if they were balding, even though they just had a $10,000-$15,000 hair transplant. Obviously, that wasn't in Turkey. That's where a lot of people are going right now, is Turkey, and it's significantly cheaper. But these people that I've seen, they still look like they lost hair after these hair transplants, right? So they're coming to see me, and I'm pretty much giving them the density that they wanted, that they expected from the hair transplant. So that's my 5 reasons why you should try a hair system before you try a hair transplant. There's a lot of other things we could have discussed, plenty, but the main thing is, and I think that it's a good opportunity for you just to adjust or to see what you look like with hair. You know what I mean? A real simulation. See how people react to you. And again, it's not about other people, it's about your confidence. But get a hair system, try it out, see how people react, see how you react to it. Because that's one of the biggest things when we have to deal with that trauma of losing our hair and then getting it back. That's an interesting experience in its own right. You know what I mean? I always say the biggest job for me, or anybody who is a hair replacement specialist, period, is, and we teach this in our courses, is managing expectations. You need to be able to manage your clients' expectations. And again, that'll be a topic for another video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below if you agree, if you disagree with you, and you can talk about your experiences too with any of them: hair transplants, hair units, scalp micropigmentation. One thing I also want to bring up too with hair transplants, something that people overlook in a lot of cases, is 2 things. A lot of times you need more than one hair transplant to get the results that you're really looking for, or the long-term results you're really looking for. Because everybody seems to go into this thinking like the results they're getting are like, that's it, that's life, it's done. And when it comes to hair, when it comes to style, I don't know, like for me, I've changed my style plenty of times. This is the first time I've ever had braids, right? But I had my hair colored blue last year. And then before that, I mixed it up between wave cuts, afros, curly hair, all that. I've mixed it up. I've tried things. And that's one thing a negative thing that people seem to associate with hair systems, is that it's not permanent. And I'm not sure if you want permanent, because the situation, I'll give you another example. One more bonus, all right? Why I believe you should try a hair unit before, or a hair system before a hair transplant. With a hair transplant, in most cases, you have to take some sort of medication to either slow to help growth, to slow the hair loss. And there's 2 popular ones. There's minoxidil, so that would be, I believe that's Rogaine, the actual medical name for Rogaine. But there's minoxidil and there's finasteride. Those have side effects, and I'm not one for taking medication. I don't really like it. I don't even take Tylenol, aspirin, none of that. Advil, none of that. But that's something to be wary of, is you will likely have to take some sort of medication, and not just for your recovery period, but permanently, to get the type of results that you really truly want. Leave a comment below. But we're going to continue pouring out this knowledge and helping you guys make the right decisions, or at least make educated decisions, and when it comes to fighting for your confidence and getting that hair back. Take crumbs, make bread, guys. Dabs.
Damps. Damps.